I have seen the light of God, and the light of Q. They're both amazing. Buy my books on Amazon. Titles include How I Have Seen Him. Absolutely. Buy them both. Buy them all. I have 16 books in total. Follow me to the light. Greetings, friends. I am Praying Medic. We're here today to talk about Q. I have seen the light of God, and the light of Q. They're both amazing. Buy my books on Amazon. Titles include How I Have Seen Him. Absolutely. Buy them both. Buy them all. I have 16 books in total. Follow me to the light. Greetings, friends. I am Praying Medic. We're here today to talk about Q. I have seen the light of God, and the light of Q. They're both amazing. Buy my books on Amazon. Titles include How I Have Seen Him. Absolutely. Buy them both. Buy them all. I have 16 books in total. Follow me to the light. Greetings, friends. I am Praying Medic. We're here today to talk about Q. I have seen the light of God, and the light of Q.
Listen.
They're both amazing. Buy my books.
Buy his
Amazon.
books.
Titles include How I Have Seen Him.
Oh, the mass arrests! I can't believe it! Oh my God! Look at all the ass hurt in the room. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. How fucking dare you? Stop the hammering. I can't believe you did that. Oh my God, how dare you? Zero, you can't keep getting away with this. Son of a bitch. Oh, if you can't take a joke, you were on the wrong side, bruh. Oh, my mass arrest. Oh. Oh, I've laughed for the past 2 days, guys. I've laughed so hard. Stop the hammering. Oh. Guys, QAnon's real. You need to stop, guy. I'm being serious. It's so real, man. Cut it out, guy. This isn't funny. is about dark to light, dude. We can't have this. You're making a mockery of it. It's over. I'm falling out of my chair laughing. I have never seen... Oh my... Guys, you don't even know how funny this is. You don't know how funny this is. For months and months and months, they were like, the mass arrests are coming, guys. Don't worry. Trust the plan. Then we lost Congress. Then they're like, guys, it's really going to happen. Don't worry. Another month. And then December happens. Guys, don't worry. It's really going to happen. It's really going to happen. And then January 1st. Guys, tribunals are setting up. It's really going to happen. And then July 4th. It's going down, guys. The time is now. It never... and then they're tweeting out, guys, even if there's no arrest, guys, if there's no arrest, it was all part of the plan. I have never been on the Q train. Wrong fucking channel. I can't stand shit. I knew it was fake since day one. How did people fall for this? I'm still trying to put it all together. It's the funniest shit. Even the 8chan guy is making fun of it now. He's on fucking channels laughing. I was talking to the 8chan founder. He's like, you guys are fucking dumber than dumb. That's what he said. It's like, you guys are fucking... The dude has access to all the IP logs, and he knew exactly what was going on, and he's fucking laughing. He's fucking laughing. And people are like, it's all trust the plan. They're still out there doing it. Even though the QAnon, the 8chan founders like it's fake. They're still like, it's real. This guy who owns 8chan doesn't know anything. He doesn't have access to his own web server. I've just been laughing all day. I've been totally laughing. But they still are continuing the grift. That's the funniest part of the whole thing. Is that they refuse to let it go. They have so much they have built upon this stupid LARP, this stupid fake shit, that they're not willing to let it go. They're going down with the ship like the Titanic. They don't care how fast this goes down. They just don't care. They're like, we're going down with the ship, guys. We're going down with the ship. It doesn't matter. And there they go. One's even willing to write a book about the fake shit. One's even willing to write a fucking book. Why would you want to write a book about something that is so fake? Like, you think you would scrap that shit immediately and be like, I'd like to get my reputation back. I'd like to be known as at least a little credible. I think I'll back out. Nope, double down, baby. Keep going with it. Why stop? It's raking in them 816 Patreons. Can't let that fucking go. Gotta keep on keeping on. Roxy, I'm gonna have to kick you out. You're gonna have to go back to fucking potato land, retard. Oh my god. These are the tards I'm talking about too. It's tards like this lady. Just tarded. No fucking brains whatsoever. The brains of a fucking cat. The brains of a fucking cat. This is what... Hey, let's be honest. Not all the Republican Party's as fucking bright as the rest of us. We've got some special people on board. It's just the way it is. We know you're special. We get that. There's special people in every group. You're our special little gal. Very special. Special people need to be acknowledged too. They did get new cars. One bought a new house. One of them bought a new pinball machine. One of them bought, oh my gosh, you would not believe the shit they got. I mean, it was a huge payday. Let's be real. Let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about the facts. They all got pretty nice shit. That's a motivating factor. That's the biggest motivating factor of the whole thing, right? Money. It was big money. I was told that if I got into it, I'd make some big money too. I just didn't want to go down like that. I was like, no, I just can't go down like that. I can't sell out like that. That's just wrong. I can't go down like that, and I refused to get on that hype. And I said, no, thank you. I don't know if 8chan's going to ban them. I just don't think he cares. He's just like, it's fucking fake. He's like, if people want to keep throwing fucking money at it, they're stupid. That was what he had to say about it. I mean, that was the whole gist of the video. I retweeted the video today. It's on Ghosts of Stu's timeline. You know, but, you know, one's buying a new house. The other one's bought new computers, video equipment. They bought arcade equipment for their house. Arcade equipment. I'm not talking like an Atari 64 or even an Xbox 360 or Xbox One or anything like that. They bought a fucking a classic pinball machine. Like a, you know, back in the day you would go to the arcade and play the actual pinball machines. They bought fucking pinball machines for their house with your money. They didn't even put it into other conservatives. They put it into nothing. They didn't help anybody. They didn't do anything. They spent your money on fucking pinball machines and luxury items. And they thank you. They thank you very much, suckers. You know, I'm the only one who will fucking talk about shit for the real shit that it is. And I think it's because most people are afraid of, oh no, you'll hurt my platform. Please don't do that. I don't care. I don't care who doesn't like me. I'm not here for fucking group kumbayas. I just speak the truth, right? And that's why my scopes fill out. Because people want to hear the truth, right? You want to hear the truth. And the facts are, these people got rich off a lie, off a scam, that they helped perpetuate. They knew it was a scam and they knew it was a lie. They knew it was a lie months ago when nothing came true. But yet they propelled it, and they helped propel it because they wanted to, because they were making lots of money. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not talking a couple bucks here, guys. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a lot of fucking money. And that's a lot of money to lose out on. That's the only reason these fuckers perpetuated it. Like Jordan Sather. Praying fucking medic. All of these guys. They knew what they were doing. Coleman, all of them. They knew they were fucking grifting. Right? They knew they were grifting. And they kept it going on and on and on. And they refused to let it go. Even today, when we all know it's fake, 90% of the conservative party, we know this is fake, yet they still grift these people. And they're conning little old ladies. They're not conning, you know, the normal Joe like me and you and, you know, all my pals and you know, middle-aged men like me, myself, Sean, other people. They're not conning us. They're conning little old ladies. They're conning little old ladies. They're conning your grandmas. Those are their victims. Your mothers, your grandmothers. Those are the people they're fucking getting it on with, you know? I think that should be appalling to every conservative. I think that should piss you off to know that a bunch of conservative grandmothers are getting fucking swindled by these grifters and fucking lowlifes who refuse to give it up. Then that's what they're doing. They're grifting little old ladies. And I think me and a few others are about the only ones that dare speak out against it in a more formidable fashion as of late, because we're able to now. We're able to speak out against the bullshit. You know, the little old grannies that are being targeted. And they know they're being targeted. I think they're starting to wake up. You know, but think if it was your grandmother or somebody like that that was getting targeted. And the sickest part about the whole thing is that they use God and manipulate the masses. I'm not stupid to what's going on. I'm not stupid to what's going on. I've seen this before. This isn't the first time on the internet that I've witnessed a mass fucking cult-like brainwashing that's going on. This time, unfortunately, it's hit the Conservative Party. But I think it's at the point where I'm like, I don't even care. I just speak out against it anyway. You know, I call a scam a scam a scam. It's one thing to run an honest platform like my talk show that I'm doing right now, right? This is honest. I'm being honest with you. I'm being brutally honest. This is how I make my living. I don't lie to my users. I don't lie to my followers. And I never make shit up, right? There's a big difference between doing something the honest way and doing something the dishonest way. And what these guys have done is dishonesty to make boatloads of cash. They didn't do it the honest way. I would rather be a poor man and an honest man than a liar and have lots of money in my pocket. Because at the end of the day, I got to look at myself in the mirror. I don't know how these guys actually get up in the morning and look at themselves in the mirror, knowing full and well how many old ladies they rip off on a daily fucking basis. You know, and this crosses party lines, let me mind you, okay? It's not just Republicans that are pissed off about this. I know many Democrats. I know many independents. There's a lot of people who are really fucking mad right now. And it crosses party lines. It's almost like bipartisanship. We're sick of this shit. Because we're sick of watching old ladies get ripped off. You know who they are. It's Jordan Sather. It's fucking Praying Medic. It's that guy Will Coleman from the Patriot Soapbox. It's all these fucking thieves. And that's what they are. They're fucking thieves. And we all know it. Everybody gets it. Travis's View. You know, there's so many people out there now that get what is going on with the Republican Party. We're not having it anymore. This shit is over. This grift, this fake bullshit is ending. And it's up to other Republicans to stand up to it and say, hey, stop ripping off little old ladies. Do your platforms honestly. Honesty is the best policy, especially when you know that something is as fake as it is. Hey, you may know Dave. I know Dave too. I used to be a friend of Dave's till he started ripping off old ladies. It is what it is. I didn't tell him to rip off old ladies, but I am telling him to stop today. I'm like, cut it out, man. Leave them old ladies alone. Stop taking their money dishonestly. Shut that shit down. Shut that shit down tomorrow. That shit is ridiculous. It's one thing to promote such a message, but it's another thing to promote on a lie, a platform based on lies, deceit, and dishonesty. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about dishonesty. That's neither Republican nor conservative. And these are the things that need to be spoken out against. Why? Because if we don't, we're no better than the Democrats. If we allow grown men to take advantage of little old ladies, we are no better than Democrats. And I'm here to say, stop it. Stop taking advantage of these little old ladies who you're pulling their heartstrings with this military tribunal shit, this mass arrest shit, all of this bullshit that you are spreading. It's bullshit. It's absolute, utter nonsense. That's the main goal here, is to make people stop this. It's not right. It's not right to these little old ladies who are dipping into their Social Security funds and saying, here, take my money because I believe that you're going to change everything with Q. No, you're not. You're not changing anything. You're just ripping off this old lady for her Social Security money. That's what you're doing. You know it, I know it, and the rest of us know it in the community. Stop it. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve to have their Social Security ripped off month after month by you. For 2 years straight, mind you. This hasn't been just a month. This has been a 2-year soak down of a bunch of old ladies. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And like I'm saying, do your platform honestly. Put some honesty behind it. Put your voice behind it. You don't have to quote an anonymous source. You can quote an actual news source, or you can quote an actual politician. You don't need to quote some fake thing, some fake fictionist bullshit that you made up onto 8chan in order to make you money. Because we know all who's posting up in there. We're not stupid now. It's the people with these QAnon platforms are the ones behind this QAnon network that are posting on 8chan. We're not stupid anymore. The day is over. The day is over of this scamming of these old people. It's time you stop the bullshit. Because I don't like watching little old ladies get ripped off. There's no reason for it. And one of them I know personally. And I know she's given money. And she's a good friend of mine. Shame on you for doing it in the first place. You stole from her. You stole from this lady I know, who's a good woman, who does things for anybody. But you stole her money, even though you knew something was built upon a lie. When you targeted her, you pissed me off. You probably shouldn't have taken her money. You know, that's the main reason why I'm pissed off, is that I've watched people I know and people that I care about, people taking their money on a bullshit scam, a lie, a perpetuated lie, week after week after week of nonsense. And people are just supposed to be okay with what these people have done. People are just supposed to shrug it off like, oh, hey, it's okay that they ripped all these old ladies off. It's okay that they stole from all these. No, it's not. This isn't infighting. This is about old people being taken advantage of. This has nothing to do with infighting. This is taking advantage of the elderly, the old. That's what this is. This is far from infighting. This is the targeting of the elderly for their fucking money. That's what it was. And that's what it still is. That's who they're targeting. They are mass targeting the elderly. Cut it out. Leave these old people alone, you shysters, you hucksters, you thieves. Make a platform upon honesty. I'm calling on these guys tonight to stop with the bullshit and cease and desist from stealing from the old people. Well, I know it's more than just them, but, you know, the old people are the most vulnerable, right? Let's be honest. The old people are the most vulnerable. 90% of my followers aren't old. But that's because I'm of a different kind of, breed. I don't, I'm not godly. I don't, we know how these guys are being targeted. Let's be real. We know how they're being manipulated by the word of God, by, that's how this huckster's doing it, right? These aren't my followers. They really aren't in my circle. But I think as a conservative, it's up to one of us to come out and say, hey, don't target them. That's not right. That's the point I'm making here. You don't target old people to self-enrichment. And I have watched it go on for months and months and months and months. And people just think it's okay. No, a grift like this needs to stop. This is a grift. This is a grift of our elderly, the most vulnerable. And people should be damn well upset of what has gone on with these people. It's absolutely insane that nobody's calling these guys out for the victimization of the elderly. Because that's what it is. And, I like I said, I've watched for months. And nobody's, said anything, done anything. They all know who they are. They know it's not real. I don't have to tell them. That's on their conscience. I'm not here to hold anybody's hand in the community. If they're doing something wrong and they know they're building their platform based upon lies and deceit and spreading false information and false hope and milking old ladies out of their money, that's up to them to know they're doing wrong. They have soul searching of their own to do. But they can definitely listen to this scope and soul search among themselves and say, am I really fucking soaking old ladies out of their money? You know? Because I can tell you, these people know it's not real. They know. They know they know 100% this isn't real. They just know. You know, you got to be stupid not to know at this point that crap is not, you know, it's not real. And, you know, if you keep soaking these old ladies, you're now stealing from them. You know, I've been watching them backpedal and saying, oh, well, the mass arrests were something that was just said was part of the plan. I mean, these guys don't even know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're just making shit up now. Off the cuff. No rhyme, no reason, just making shit up. And if you don't believe me, you can go look at their timelines. They've changed it all up. It's something totally different now. And, you know, that's because the grift, and that's what it is, a grift, is not working anymore. So now they have to switch it up. And they're manipulating their followers, and they're trying to shame them into keep following. That is what is going on. You know, and that's one of the biggest, you know, indicators of a scam, is when people are trying to manipulate their followers and change the story. There's no arrest for anybody. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, let's stop it. I mean, really, it's time to cut it out. This Q shit is out of hand. It's stupid. There's nothing happening. There's a reason why this scumbag is run off from 8chan, right? December 22nd was the last post. This person is scared. This person is getting scared of posting. I can tell you that. They're starting to get fucking nervous because they've perpetuated a lie to an elevation where if there are no results, it's going to cause some problems for the mentally disabled, the mentally unstable, the people who are not going to be able to handle the truth, the fact that they will lie to, the people that their minds will snap. These are the people that I'm concerned about. It's not even the everyday American. It's the disabled that are following this. And what do you think it will do to their psyche when their dreams don't come true and these realities don't happen for them? They're going to mentally friggin' break. And trust that there are some mentally unstable people that are counting on this. They have built this whole dream upon their reality. They don't even know their reality anymore. They're out there. You can see their tweets. You can see how insane their tweets are. They're fucking nuts. They're too bare short of a six-pack. They're all over the place. And these are the people I'm worried about when, you know, hey, nothing happened. Sorry. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, I think the soaking of these people and the taking from them needs to stop. We know it's a lie. We know it's perpetuated on a lie. It's time that it stops. And I think people need to speak out more. These are your fellow conservatives. And if you cared about them, and if you actually had any iota of what you call the MAGA community or you call the conservative movement, you would absolutely speak out about this on a daily basis. You would say, cut it out. Stop it. If you care, if you really cared. That's what I'm saying. You would really speak out against this. And you would take a stand. I know people are scared because they're like, oh, I'll lose followers. Who cares? Who cares? I don't count my blessings upon my followers. My followers all know me, and most of them are friends. They're friends of mine, right? So it's a different kind of following that I have. It's built upon friendships. But if you're more worried about losing followers because you speak out against something, you're not really in this for any change at all. You're only in this for self-satisfaction. So that's kind of a different motivation for you. And that's what I see, you know, upon a lot of platforms. I see that all the time. Like, people are more concerned about who's following them and what they're getting out of it and, you know, what their promotion is. They don't do anything for anybody else. They don't really lift a finger. They just worry about their own. And you watch it on a daily basis. You know, I never see them promote anything besides their own self-interest. And it's kind of funny to watch. You know, they don't help anybody. They don't do any kind of outreach. They don't do anything except self-enrichment. What have these guys done? Let's be honest again. Let's be honest. What has Jordan Sather, what has Praying Medic, and what has that other guy there, the other ding-dong, Will Coleman, what have they really done for anybody besides themselves? Have they done anything? Have they done anything for veterans? Have they done anything for the homeless? Have they done anything for the less fortunate? Shit, to go see Praying Medic and get a healing job, you actually got to pay him. You got to pay the guy to have him pray for you. Someone should pray for you because, you know, if you believe in the Word of God, and you're a religious man, and you know somebody's hurting, why would you have to fill out a fucking form to go talk to them? And then have to pay them to sit down? It's like, come on, get out of here. Get out of here with that shit. You're grifting. And this is what I'm talking about. The only essence of their caring is inward. It's not outward. It's not outward. It's totally bogus. And these guys need to be called out. They're neither conservative nor are they, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think it's time people spoke out about it. So what I'm telling all these guys tonight is stop it. If you're really in it for conservatism, stop it. Build your platforms on honesty. If you want me to shut the fuck up, you'll build your platforms on honesty. You'll stop lying to these people and you'll stop grifting them. Because people would rather give to honesty than dishonesty. Am I right? Let me know if I'm wrong. If it's better to be dishonest than honest. I don't know. I don't know where America's heading these days. Maybe it is better to be dishonest. I don't know. I always thought honesty was the best policy. You know what I'm saying? That was always my thought in the Conservative Party, that honesty was the best policy. But it seems the other way around these days. It seems to be more he who lies gets ahead. And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So you watch it on a weekly basis. And now, you know, and I'm trying to pull other people I know away from this. And, you know, there's other people I care about that are inside the circle of hucksters that I want away from it. I don't know how to get them away from it. I mean, it might take time, but there are other people in this circle of hucksters that I absolutely care about and that I don't want to see pulled down a path of dishonesty. And I think, you know, as we look back upon this whole thing that's gone on, we're going to learn some valuable lessons. 1, never trust an anonymous source on an anonymous message board. It's no good. You're never going to get good information from a source like that. You won't. If people are too scared to tell you who they are, or if people are too scared to come out when they're on that kind of message board for that long period of time, they're lying. They're swindling you. Because only cowards hide in the shadows of night. I'm going to be honest with you. Only cowards hide in the shadows of night. Okay? It's been 2 years for these guys. I'm out. I'm a known figure. I don't give a shit. But let me tell you, these guys that are hiding for 2 years straight, they are the wickedest of the wicked. And they're doing this on purpose to manipulate and steal from people. That's the only reason they're hiding from you. It's not because they got to protect themselves. It's not because they got to... Dude, they're on a shitty message board. There is no reason they need to protect themselves. Tracy Beans was smart. She left that group a long time ago. She knew. She knew that a bunch of us were onto it. She knew we were onto it. So she bailed out. I have no problem with Tracy Beans now. She did the right thing. She walked away. Same with Isaac. Isaac walked away. It's the other guys, the thieves, the liars, the cheats, the snakes. These are the guys that need to be drug out into the light too. You know, when they say dark to light, well, it's time they get drug out into the light. Because these are the guys that have all been hiding in the dark. These are the guys that are posting, the people that are making money. They are making huge profits, all of them. And it's up to us as conservatives to tell them to stop. And, you know, I may take a hard stance at people, and I may be a little rough, but that's just how I do it, man, because the only thing that people understand, and I'll be honest with you, the only thing people understand is strength. They don't understand weakness, especially people that are grifting like this and people that are stealing from fellow Republicans. They don't understand anything but strength. That's what I bring to the table. They know it. That's why they're blocking me right now. All of these grifters are blocking me right now. Why? Because they're scared. Because they know I command a presence that's going to bring them down. It may not happen today, but within a month, I will bring these guys down. Because now I'm fully invested in this. It's not even about my platform at this point. It's about bringing these guys down and bringing them to heel. We are going to bring these grifters to heel. Whatever it takes, they are going to be brought in front of the community and stopped once and for all. Because that's what needs to be done. MAGA needs to be cleaned up. That's the problem. We have too much bullshit. Too much snakes. Too many liars. And these people need to be brought to heel. I don't know why people aren't listening out there to other conservatives that have huge accounts, like Jack Posobiec and others. You might not like him, but they're telling you the truth. Scott Adams, Sebastian Gorka, myself. Dozens of our accounts are telling you to stop letting these guys grift you. Dozens and dozens of huge accounts are now banding together to tell you to stop it. And now we're at the point where, hey, we just got to go at it. And it's, like I said, it's not a political issue. It's an issue of wrong and right. That's all it is. It's an issue of wrong and right. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's the whole gist of it. It's wrong and right. It's neither left nor right. It's not political. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about being in the essence of what is wrong and what is right. And everybody knows what these people are doing is wrong. It's deep down in most people's guts. They know what these people are doing is wrong. But people have built these fantasies in their heads and these unrealities that they're like, oh, any day now, tomorrow's not coming. Tomorrow, I can tell you fully, tomorrow's not coming. It's never going to happen. It's time to let that dream go. There's going to be no mass arrests. As much as anybody would want it, even me. You know what I'm saying? As much as even I would want these people prosecuted, it's not going to happen. I've been around a long fucking time to tell you it's not going to happen. I was one of the most firm believers at one time that one of these fuckers would go down and be arrested. It's just been too long. It's well past the point. It is time to move on. It is time to go into the future. Zero, who came up with Q originally? Q started on 4chan with a couple goofballs. That's all I do know. And then the grifters took it over. There's a reason why the grifters took it over, because they saw that money could be made from it. That's the only reason they took it over, folks. There was money to be had in it. It's like any other thing. You know, they were selling thin air. Imagine you're making money from thin air. You're pulling money out of nothing. That's basically what these guys were doing. They were selling you nothing. That's the essence of a Ponzi scam. And I would watch and I would be like, man, people are falling for the biggest Ponzi scam I've ever fucking seen online. And it's a political Ponzi scheme. This Ponzi scheme was getting so bad, liberals were starting to make Q accounts to get money. One lady did it, and then she laughed about it. This is how bad it's gotten. There has been liberals that have made QAnon accounts, and people have donated. Imagine that these liberals know that some Republicans are stupid enough, they can make a QAnon account and take money from you. Imagine that. This is what it's turned to. This is what it's turned to. And, you know, I think, you know, as much as people don't like what I'm doing, and I get that. I get that he's got followers that are like, oh my God, pray a medic. Hey, someone's got to do it. Someone's going to be the adult in the room. Let that be me, I guess. I don't know. We have to be adults in this. And we have to not let people get taken advantage of. That's just the way it goes. What troll is that? I don't know. I don't see any troll in here, but I don't really pay attention. Who's the troll? Who is the troll? Open skirt. Open skirt is the troll. Let me see. Open skirt, can you type for me? I don't mind kicking people out that are assholes. If you're an asshole and a sycophant of the cult, you will get booted. These days are over. I'm no longer going to tolerate the nonsense of the lies and the deceit. And I won't watch any more of my viewers be infected with this illness, this sickness, although they probably won't get infected. But, you know, it's time that, like I said, somebody call this out. It is what it is. You know, these people are adults and they know better. They know better. You know? You know, they know better. Oh, there you are. All right. We'll see you later now. But anyway, they know better. And if you know something's wrong and you know something's not right, you shouldn't do it. I think that's where it's at. And they know what's wrong. They know what's wrong. They're adults. Jordan Sather, all of them, they know it's wrong. And, you know, why has there not been an uproar about this? I don't know. I've started the uproar now, but there should have been a bigger uproar long ago. Yeah, you know, I think they could have stopped it. I think they could have stopped this scam a long time ago. You know, and I think that they could have done the right thing. But I think we're past that point now, that they should be shamed in the public eye a little bit, and they should be made an example of so that they never do it again. And I think that's where I'm at with it. I don't mind shaming people, because I think sometimes shaming people is the way to get them to stop. And so at this point, you know, hey, they brought this on themselves. You know, I told people to cut it out a long time ago. They knew it was fake, you know, and some of these guys, they absolutely knew it was fake. But it was money, right? It's money. And I've heard about the conversations of these guys saying, oh, well, if it's not true, I don't know. You know, and they've had conversations with their friends. And those conversations have gotten back to me that, you know, they had doubts, right? You know, they had doubts of this being real, but yet they kept perpetuating the nonsense, the videos, the whatever you call the decodes of the slop that was being posted. And, you know, absolutely insane that, you know, they kept it going for as long as they did. So that, I guess, makes them just as worse as the people that had started it, right? Because they took it over. They perpetuated everything. So, you know, I think at some point you have to call it out. And you have to make them stop. Because it's affecting little old ladies. You know, and I've had dozens of people come to me and say, look, Zero, I gave these guys money. And I said, yes, you did, didn't you? And they're like, yes, I gave these guys money. And they're like, I feel like I got ripped off. And I said, well, you have every right to feel that way. And, you know, and they're like, well, what do we do about it? I said, you say something. If you feel like you got ripped off and you feel like you were stolen from, you should definitely speak up. You should definitely say, look, I feel like you misled me. I feel like you knew it was wrong, and you knew it wasn't real, and you should have stopped this a long time ago. You should definitely speak up. You know, and there's a lot of people feeling that way right now. There's a lot of people. And I get your pain, and I get your suffering. I get it. I get it. You were hoping for something that just wasn't there. And, you know, I feel for these people that are now coming to me being like, what do? I feel like such a fool. Hold your head up, man. You didn't do anything wrong. You were led astray by a bunch of fucking morons. But I can tell you this, it's time to come home. It's time to come back to conservative with conservative values and stop following the nonsense. You don't have to acknowledge that you gave to this. You don't have to acknowledge that you perpetuated it. You just need to walk away from it. No one's going to fault you. No one's going to hate you. No one's going to shun you. You know, these guys knew what they were doing. These guys knew they were taking advantage of you. You were their target. You were the target of a scam. You were the target of a scam. This is why I run a talk show. So people can call in and talk, and we can have actual communication. That's what's my whole purpose of building a radio talk show, which I'm excited to start back up again. I got some business Monday, but that's personal family stuff, and I don't want to talk about that. But look, you can have a platform and you can have it be honest, like syndicated radio or, you know, talk shows and things like that. That's honest platforms, right? That's reaching out to your community and having a chat. But you don't need to perpetuate a lie. You don't need to perpetuate false information. You don't have to perpetuate things that are going to make you popular, that aren't even true. That's the problem. What scam am I talking about? I'm talking about the QAnon scam and all the guys who are running the big platforms who are posting as QAnon, who the 8chan founder has now said that they're all fucking scam artists. That's what I'm talking about. And, you know, that's the biggest thing here is having an honest platform. And that needs to start happening again. Because if you don't have an honest platform, it makes us look stupid. That's the problem, is that conservatives are looking really stupid right now. People are laughing at us. I mean, you look at the shit that went on with Ocasio. There was a major QAnon account that tried to go after her for dancing, and it backfired. It backfired immensely. Like, the girl was dancing. She's, hey, you know. What's going on? We're talking about the scam called QAnon and the old ladies that were all stolen from over a 2-year period within our conservative party. They were targeted and manipulated and had their money stolen from them. That's what we're talking about tonight. That's the discussion we're having. We're having a discussion of the targeting of the elderly and how they were milked of hundreds of thousands of dollars by large platforms, who, you know, they enrich themselves with expensive cars, houses, you know, arcade equipment, computers, video equipment, you know, you name it, they bought it. And for 2 years, I've watched old people be soaked in their money. And, you know, people think it's fucking harmless. Well, let me tell you, it causes a lot of harm. It causes more harm than you know. There's probably old ladies out there that aren't taking their medicine. There's probably old ladies out there that aren't buying the food they need. There's probably old ladies out there that just aren't doing the things they're supposed to do in life because they're giving to something because they think something's going to happen. If you think this doesn't have a cause and effect, it most certainly does. Because when people believe in something this much, when people believe in something like this, in something that is prophetic and that God has a hand in it, they will give their last dollar without a fucking thought. And they will go without. These are the people that, you know, we should be concerned about as conservatives. That these old people are being targeted by a mass marketing scam on a private message board. and how nobody is even taking offense to this because they think that the mass arrests are going to happen is beyond any comprehension that I've seen ever in my life. It's not even that it's cultish. It's a mass marketing scam. It's been done a dozen times. You can look around the internet. It's not the first one of its kind. It's just that it targeted a political party. You've never seen it do that before. But it has nothing to do with the president. It has nothing to do with conservative. But it has everything to do with stealing. And that's where I'm at with it. You know, of course they trashed us because we were the ones talking about it. There was no doubt in my mind they weren't. I was doxxed on there. Not like I cared. I've been doxxed 100 times over, but I mean, they were putting pictures up of my family and they put out, you know, personal information. I was like, oh boy, not again. You know, it didn't bother me when that happened. I fully expected it. And this was a year ago. And, you know, I was like, and I've watched for another full year as I've watched all these people get scammed. A year straight. You know, promising mass arrests and military tribunals and Gitmo bays. And we've watched, right? Let's be real. We've watched this go on for 2 years. That's a long fucking time. 2 years of waiting on something. And there's a reason why it doesn't happen. Because you know what happens when it happens? Like these guys say? The end. Their money is gone. The rug is pulled up from underneath them. They have no more revenue because the people got what they wanted, right? The people will have finally gotten the product that they were buying. She's great. So the people would have finally gotten the product that they were buying. Therefore, they would not be in need anymore. The product would be what they call, you know, expired. So, you know, that's why QAnon never has a result. There's a reason for this. Because you can't keep ripping people off if there's an end result. You just can't keep ripping people off if there's an end result. And that's why nothing ever happens. And I think that's why a lot of people are waking up and now coming to me going, I got ripped off. Who is Q? Q is all the big platforms, man. It's not who. It's not a who. This is the thing where people get QAnon mixed up. Let me explain to you. It's not a who. QAnon is not a who. QAnon is a network of sophisticated con artists. That's what QAnon is. It's a network of people. It's not just one person. It's a network of people. These people work in conjunction with each other to put out the product, the entertainment that you watch. It's a network. It's a group. It's a group of grifters. It's a group, a network. It's not who, it's they. Who are they? It's all the people that do the big QAnon videos with the big QAnon platforms. If you haven't figured that out yet, you're missing the whole point. Let's go ahead and think about this for a minute. These people make highly sophisticated videos within a day after Q posts. They make highly sophisticated. Why are they doing this? I want you to use logical thinking. I know these people tell you to logically think. Here we go. We're going to logically think. If these people are putting out highly sophisticated videos, long, highly sophisticated videos of explanations about a fucking riddle that was written with 2 sentences, that means they have pre-production going on. Pre-production. This is a production. It's an entertainment industry built upon a Ponzi scam. So what they do, right? Listen, this is how it works. I'm going to explain it to you. It's pretty ingenious. They make up their product before they make the Q post. I can tell you that. There's a reason why Q doesn't post for a long time anymore. Because they're busy making their productions. They're busy making the next set of videos, man. How do you think they're pulling this off? They're writing the scripts. I can't believe people haven't figured this out yet. There's a reason. Every season on a show, listen, well, I have nothing to be jealous of with a bunch of scam artists, man. You're probably in with them. You're probably one of them on a fake account. This is what I'm talking about. But every season, as a show ends, you know, block this guy too. Yeah. So every season, when a show ends, they need a new production. They need a new production. That's what the hiatuses are. They're creating content for you to watch. That's all it is. Come on. You have to have this figured out by now. And, you know, it is what it is. But here we are. You know, yeah, exactly. If you've got to give something to an anonymous source, you know, I mean, the reality is this. I mean, you don't even know who this person is. You've never seen this person. You don't know who they are. You don't know their credentials. You don't know if they're connected to the government. You don't know anything. But yet you're willing to shell out money to these platforms that are telling you that they're connected to the government. Like, why do you think QAnon, and if you've ever noticed, QAnon only promotes other platforms that put out QAnon content now. That was another thing that led me to know exactly who these creators were and what they were up to, was because I had started to watch how QAnon would start. Yeah, we're in season 2 of Q. So I would watch as QAnon would kind of, you know, perpetuate people's tweets, right? And, you know, you would see this go on. And you would see how they would help build the platforms of these promoters of the Q experience. And that's how I figured out it was an entertainment network. And it was being run by the same QAnon promoters. And people still didn't get that. Like, they weren't figuring it out. That these guys were all in on this together. It's not who it is. It's who are they. That's why I say it's an entertainment industry. And people are falling for this. They're falling for the suckering of the year. And, you know, I just, like, shake my head that people haven't figured this out yet. Watch. You'll see. In a couple weeks, Q's going to post, and then these guys are going to have brilliant videos ready for you to go. And you're going to be like, wow, that was quick. That's how this operates, man. They watch the news cycles. They watch the news cycles. And then they plan out their next big money marketing scam. That's all it is. It's perpetuated by news cycles in the political arena. And you'd have to be stupid not to catch on to it by now. I don't know how to make people see the light, but I can tell you that the days of these old ladies getting grifted is shortly coming to an end. I can tell you that. Because there's enough people that now are going, stop it. Just stop it. It's fake. And the more people that speak out, the louder it's going to get. No, they're not going to get prosecuted, because if you're stupid enough to fall for an anonymous source, right? If you're stupid, the whole point is this. If you get grifted by these people, you're your own fool. In the end. You are your own fool. And, you know, I think people are, like I said, they're waking up. A lot of them are starting to ask questions. A lot of them are starting to doubt. You know, you can write a book about this, but what are you writing a book of? You know, what is your book going to be called? QAnon, the shit that never was real. I mean, what would you name this shit? There's nothing that came true. What are you going to name a book built upon a bunch of lies, false truth, and charades? You don't have a book. You have a book of lies. You have a fairy tale. You're selling rainbows to the public. I mean, really, I could write a Q book tomorrow. It doesn't make it a hit seller. It doesn't make it truth. It doesn't make it fact. It's all a bunch of fiction. It's a bunch of nonsense. A bunch of baby riddles that you don't even know what they mean. You just think you know what they mean. Or maybe you do know what they mean because you're the one posting. Like I said, these guys, like I said, it's a pretty sophisticated network. And they know what they're doing. You know, and we've watched other Republicans get conned. It's absolutely amazing the amount of conning that's gone on behind this. And, you know, I've watched for 2 years. It's going on 2 years. And I thought the other day, you know, do you trust all 8chan? I don't hang out on 8chan, but I did listen to the owner. I'm not an 8chaner. I've never really hung out on. I hang out on 4chan quite a bit, but I don't hang out on 8chan. I don't care for 8chan. It's not my cup of tea. I've gone there a couple times. I've looked over the Q research board. I'm not really into the information that's on there because there's so much disinformation and garbage that you fucking, why would you want to read it? But, you know, it's really irrelevant 8chan. It's not even about 8chan. It's about these grifters that are using 8chan to perpetuate their scam. It's not 8chan's fault. I listen to how the kid. I listen to him. I listen to his recording. You know, and you know, I want to thank that kid because I think he did a service. You know, he was very honest, and I'll give the guy that founded 8chan a lot of credit here. And I was very impressed with his blunt honesty. And the host of the show asked him, he said, is QAnon real? And the guy was like, it's fake, but it's good for business. That's what he said. And the guy was like, wow, how do you know it's fake? He's like, trust me, I know it's fake. And, you know, I was very blown away by his blunt honesty. You know, and I was like, wow, this kid's really honest. And, you know, I was very impressed, like I said, by his blunt honesty. And, you know, in the big Q platforms are staying away from this guy who owns 8chan. They're not even going near him now. They're ignoring the fact that this guy who owns 8chan came out and said it's fake. They're lying to the public. And, you know, I think me and, you know, a few others who have honest platforms are actually talking about it. You know, talking about the kid who owns 8chan and how he came out and said it was fake. And you know, this is what I'm talking about with the grifters. They don't want to address real intel, real information. And that's real information. The owner of QAnon is telling you that it's fake. The owner of 8chan, he owns QAnon, let's be real. It's his site. So he has access to more information than anybody does on QAnon. And if this guy is telling you it's fake, it's fucking fake. It's his website. He has access to things like the IP logs. He can trace the IPs to exactly where they are. If anybody has any IT networking skills or skills in networking, like I do and others, you could trace these fuckers right down to their home address now. That's how he knows it's fake. He has their information. I keep hoping he releases the IP addresses so I can go to town on it. You know, and, you know, like I said, if this guy is saying that's fake, he owns the website, he owns the web server, he has access to all that privy information. That's real, raw intel. That's not fake news. That's not fake anything. That's real, live, raw intel. You cannot deny raw intel. And he is telling you it's fake. He knows for a fact because he owns the web server. He knows where they're logging in from. He knows everything about these guys. So how are people ignoring that bit of information? That's real raw intel. From an intel point and an intel standard. This isn't made up shit. This is not misinterpreting things. This is raw intel. But yet people don't want to talk about it. And I'm talking about the QAnon platforms. That the owner of 8chan told them it's fake. And they're still propelling the bullshit. So tell me why they're still doing it. If they've been told it's fake. They've been told it's fake by the owner of the website. But yet they're perpetuating the lie for money. And here lies the problem. It's fake. I don't know. It doesn't get any more clearer than that. You know? It doesn't get any more clearer than that. Yeah, well, you know, that's the only thing they have is sealed indictments now, right? Sealed indictments. They don't even know how our judicial system works. They're completely clueless on the judicial system. But because, you know, most Americans haven't been through the judicial system, they don't know how the justice system works. They just don't. So, you know, they're told a bunch of bullshit and lies about the justice system and how sealed indictments work and indictments themselves. They don't know, right? I mean, they need an indictment from everything from a search warrant to, a questioning. These people don't get it. So there's going to be a large number of indictments. You know, it's not just an indictment doesn't mean somebody's getting charged. It just means it's part of the indictment. So you could have a case where there's 100 pieces to a sealed indictments that have to do with investigations themselves because they have to get search warrants and things like that. And what these platformers aren't doing is they're not explaining how the justice system works and how, you know, an indictment is not just somebody getting arrested. There's a complexity in the justice system. You just can't go, you know, doing a raid on somebody. You have to get a thing called a search warrant. Well, for a search warrant, you got to have probable cause. This is where indictments come in. You know, there's a bunch of steps you have to take. That's why, you know, we have certain things in the Constitution that protect people and protect their privacy and their properties and things like that. You just can't, as a cop, go running into somebody's house and say, hey, I want to look in your fucking bedroom drawers, guy. Get out of my way. You got to get a search warrant. That's how it works. And they have to go see a judge. And it doesn't mean the judge is going to give it to you. The judge could say, look, I need more evidence. I'll tell you what, I'll seal it for you. Get me something else, and then I'll unseal this search warrant. Well, that's how a sealed indictment comes into play. Okay, so the judge tells the cops, you need to get more. I'm not giving you a search warrant for just that. So then the cops have to go back out and they do their fucking work, and then they come back and they get their search warrant. So, you know, people don't understand like I said, the justice system and how it works, and they've been fooled by these platforms, and it hasn't been explained in an easier term for them to understand. Well, I'm doing it now. This is how it works. So, you know, you just can't, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I want to leave the scope up because I want people to realize that these guys know what they're doing is wrong and it needs to stop. Peace. Be good. Be good.